Imagine walking into a busy cafe. It's your turn to order, and instead of asking for a latte or a flat white, you look the barista dead in the eye and say, "I do not want a black coffee." The barista blinks, turns to the espresso machine, and a few minutes later hands you exactly what you asked to avoid, a black coffee. The entrepreneur Encore Waraku uses this scenario to illustrate what he calls the black coffee theory. It is a mental framework demonstrating how human beings routinely self-sabotage by obsessing over the exact outcomes they fear. When you spend your energy thinking about what you are trying to run away from, like failing a test or stumbling through a presentation, your mind locks on to that specific negative outcome. You send a dominant, repetitive signal of failure to your brain, which inadvertently steers your actions right into the wall you wanted to miss. This strange paradox of actively manifesting the negative extends far beyond our cognitive thoughts. It is physically hardwired into our senses. Human beings are born with an innate, biological hatred for bitter flavors. Yet every single morning, millions of people wait in line to pay for and consume cups of highly bitter black coffee. Overriding an instinct that primal implies a shift in how we process information, where the brain begins to prize the sensation of an aversion more than the safety of the warning itself. This diagram maps out the evolutionary wiring of human taste. The sweet pathway signals high-density calories, which historically meant survival. The bitter pathway operates as a biological alarm bell, warning the body that a plant or substance might be toxic. Consuming a pure, bitter drink requires you to intentionally silence millions of years of evolutionary programming designed to keep you from poisoning yourself. In 2015, Austrian psychologists decided to test who regularly ignores this internal alarm. They surveyed nearly 1,000 people, plotting their preference for sweet, sour, salty, and bitter foods against a rigorous personality assessment. Their findings quickly went viral. The data showed that individuals who favored better items like radishes, quinine, and black coffee exhibited strong correlations with malevolent personality traits, specifically psychopathy and everyday sadism. The researchers concluded that people with hostile, boundary-pushing temperaments get a thrill from consuming things that repel the average person. They actively enjoy the physiological stress response triggered by the bitterness. The data suggests that for a specific subset of people, the enjoyment of black coffee reflects a personality that finds reward in the very signals designed to repel us. Declaring all black coffee drinkers to be psychopaths overlooks competing data. Researchers at Penn State offer an alternative explanation, shifting the focus to the broader concept of sensation seeking. Their studies show that people who enjoy bitter items like pale ales or strong espresso tend to be extroverted risk takers. They are individuals who crave intense sensory experiences, whether that means riding a roller coaster or drinking a highly astringent beverage. To settle the debate and verify these extreme claims, a research team at Rollins College conducted a rigorous stress test, partially replicating the original Austrian study with strict laboratory controls. This is the blank template used in their laboratory methodology. Instead of asking people what foods they liked, researchers had participants taste specific concentrations of chemical solutions, plotting their reactions on these exact scales for intensity and hedonic likability. When the data was tallied, the results fractured the viral narrative. The laboratory tests failed to find a definitive link between bitter taste preference and psychopathy. Instead, as the scatterplot shows, the study found a clear positive correlation between high psychopathy scores and high extroversion. The points trending upward reveal that the more outgoing and thrill-seeking a person is, the higher they scored on the psychopathy scale. The researchers also mapped psychopathy against other traits. This chart shows a stark negative correlation, demonstrating that individuals with high psychopathy scores reliably rank lower in honesty and humility. And finally, looking at this third plot, we see a distinct downward trend linking the specific trait of impulsive antisociality to lower levels of conscientiousness. These scatter plots prove that human personality is exceptionally complex. Stripping away the viral headlines reveals that enjoying a bitter drink is more accurately a symptom of thrill-seeking extroversion than a sign of actual malice. Whether we examine our thoughts or our taste buds, humanity's relationship with aversive, bitter things is deeply contradictory. Mentally, when we fail to define what we actually want to achieve, our brains lock on to our fears, manifesting the exact negative outcomes we try to escape. Biologically, some individuals actively hunt down negative physical stimuli. They ignore their innate warning systems because their neural wiring craves the intense sensory rush of pushing boundaries. Understanding these two mechanisms reframes our daily habits. It applies to everything from how you construct your morning coffee order to how you navigate your daily anxieties. Whether you are training your brain to stop fixating on failure or recognizing the thrill-seeking wiring that makes you crave a bitter roast, paying attention to why you choose the things you're supposed to avoid is a direct way to see how your own